Hey, it's John and my buddy NK, who you'll meet in a few minutes, and we're here to talk to you about hydrofracturing, aka hydrofracking. So, what is hydrofracking? Well, hydrofracking is a lot like oil drilling. So you got this big old oil drill right here, and you put it in the ground, you make a big hole, you pump out the oil, and you make fistfuls of cash, and you're a really happy guy, like this guy right here. Hydrofracking is like oil drilling, but instead of using a drill to get out the oil, you use thousands and thousands of gallons of water to get out natural gas. Now, they take this water and they pump it way, way, way down underground, about 8,000 feet, and then they pump this cocktail of water mixture of chemicals at high pressure to crack the rocks and trap the gas. Then they pump out the water, and the gas comes right behind it. So, why do we care about natural gas? Well, natural gas is like oil. We can use it as a fuel source, but it's also a non-renewable resource, which means that we can't use it without replenishing it and waiting a few million years. So you got time to wait. But natural gas is a hydrocarbon mixture consisting primarily of methane. Now, that stuff's stinky. Seriously, you don't want to breathe that in or smoke it. It's a really bad idea. But it also has carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, which are also not so good for you. So, I know what you're thinking. Is this stuff safe to be pulling out of the ground? Have they done it before, and do they know what they're doing? Well, I'm going to throw it over to NK, and he's going to go over some history with you.
Hey guys, it's NK. Gonna present about history of hydrofracking. Shale gas extraction is fairly new method of obtaining fossil fuel, so its long-term effects just begin to the surface. In the early 1990s, a combination of improvement in technology for fracturing the deeply buried shale rock formations and the rising price of fuels made hydrofracking economically viable. This new technology has attracted many to the sector. In the last 15 years, a frenzy of drilling has taken place in the western states involving tens of thousands of individual wells. For example, 30,000 in the state of Colorado alone. Because companies are enthusiastic to get involved in the trade, millions of acres of land have been leased in 32 states for hydrofrac. Now I'm gonna pass it over to my partner John to tell you about economic effects of hydrofracking. Oh, sorry guys, it's not economic effect. Actually, it's environment effect.
Thanks, NK. Okay, let's talk about risks associated with fracking. So the worst thing that can happen is people's tap water can get so polluted with methane and other chemicals that if you take a lighter to the flowing water, it would catch fire. Seriously. This happened in Pavilion, Wyoming, where the natural gas leaked into the groundwater and local people used wells for their drinking water. You mix the two and bam, you've got explosive tap water. Now, I'm not sure of the adverse health effects of water that's on fire, but I'm sure they're not good. So what did they do wrong? I mean, fracking companies say they know what they're doing, and there's little to no risk. But then again, BP said that too. It was kind of a big deal. Also, there's currently no laws regulating the disposal of wastewater after it's pumped out of the well. This is a problem because we don't even know what the chemicals being used in fracking are because those are company secrets. I don't trust them. Not only that, but this watery, explosive-y sludge that comes out of the ground is also laced with heavy metals and radioactive elements that are naturally occurring in the Marcellus Shale. So if this water makes its way into streams or lakes, you're going to end up with a bunch of dead fish. So to recap, we pump millions of gallons of water mixed with chemicals underground to become radioactive, then we bring them back to the surface and dump them wherever we want. which can contaminate drinking water, and all for a substitute for oil. It seems like a bad deal. Well, that wraps up this video. Hope you've enjoyed it and learned something new. See ya!
Okay, so economic benefit of hydrofracking. Increase in oil and gas production includes the value of increased production attributable to the technology. In 2011, the USA produced 8,500 billion cubic feet of natural gas from shale gas wells, taking an average price of $4.24 per thousand cubic feet. That's value of about 36 billion due to shale gas alone. Okay, so this increase in value produced can also increase the number of people employed directly in production and delivery activities. This number will often be pointed to the political debate. In an economy with full employment, such an increase would not be considered a benefit per se, but a state such as New York with a high unemployment rate of 8.2 might wish to weigh the potential employment effect when evaluating the merits of a moratorium. There's also another effect of this production on the trade balance. The increase in oil and natural gas extraction has directly impacted the energy trade balance between the USA and other countries. By 2020, the Energy Information Administration predicts that the USA will become a net exporter of natural gas, and as more natural gas reservoirs are discovered and tapped, the date may yet be pushed earlier. Trade balance, of course, is not a measure of welfare, and while interesting, should not be considered a direct benefit, but often will be.